Good morning. My name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. Today is February 18th, 2026 at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming to you live from my backyard in Cape Coral, Florida. And I want to show you that we already have some lovely chemtrails in the sky. They've been stopping the rain. You see how they line them up in the clouds? Those clouds are probably all chemtrails too. Let's see if I can get that one in. See it? You got the one above the house too. See it? Because they're not spraying in Florida anymore, or injecting the skies. Is that what they say? So today's Wednesday. It's supposed to be freezing here again next Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. And with the cold staying longer, it's definitely going to affect all of our farming, which they've been doing for years now. And there's not much we can do about it, except for educate ourselves. Educate ourselves on how to grow plants and what's good for the ground, you know, like chicken shit, goat shit, rabbit. See, goat and rabbit, because of the way their stomachs are, it actually cleans the poop. So it's like it's a clean fertilizer. That's my education on that for today. And because like right now, I'll tell you, I got a bucket over there that cleaned the chicken cage, and we sifted out most of the sand, and I filled it up with water. You know, the chicken poop and water. This is the third day this evening. I'm gonna put it on all my trees and stuff. It's gonna make them grow fantastic. No, seriously, I'll show you. It's pretty gross, but I'm gonna show you anyways. See? Mmm, tasty. With the heat, with the heat and stuff today, it should bubble some more. Yesterday it was bubbling. That's pretty gross, but it's the truth. It's the fermentation process and the bacteria in it growing, which is good for the plants. And that's how that goes. So, another shooting. I mean, are they just desensitizing us or what? Like, we're being serious about this. Oh, Jerry, it's been another trans woman shooting, right? That's what they say, trans woman. That's a dude in a dress. That's a dude in a dress who they MK'd ultra'd, right? And they put him on all kinds of psychological drugs. And then they got him to kill his family. That's how that goes. You think it doesn't, but it does. That's how deep America is in it. Like, I'm going to have to do this from my studio, because I think there's some videos we should watch together again. Isaac Cappy, those are some videos we should watch again. I'm going to do that. 5 minutes in, and it's just giving me the thing that's saying that I'm on the YouTubes. But we should watch Isaac Cappy again, and I want to show you some more videos of the open border during Biden's, and I want to show you all the pregnant women that came in. Where are all of them at? I'm generally really concerned, and not because they came into the country, but because they were pregnant. Who took them? Where did they go? Did they go to their family members? Did those children get born? Are those children safe? Are they safe? Because from what we've been hearing, they like to sacrifice babies straight out the womb and eat them. And they like to do all kinds of other stuff, you know, see if their blood type's the same, organ harvesting. Some of these women that came in, they were young. And I have questions about that. And so I want to show you some videos so you know what I'm talking about, so you can see the women that did come in that were full-blown pregnant. Where'd they go? There was this creepy dude was like, oh, we're taking the women and we're gonna make them Christians and we're gonna let them work in our restaurants. You remember Arsenio Hall? Is that how you say it? You know, the Arsenio Hall. Yeah, that's Arsenio Hall. He used to, things that make you go, He was late night talk show host back in the 90s. So now they're talking about Zorro Ranch and they're going to go in there, but it's been decades. You think they're going to find stuff after decades and then everybody's made all these videos? That place has been cleaned out. Oh, they might give you a little bit. They might give you a little bit. But what about the government? It's just the system. Not any particular person in the system itself. The system itself is still at the Pentagon torturing animals for your safety. You know, they got to make sure that you're safe. So they're going to torture the animals with biological weapons to see if you're safe. And sometimes they just do stuff like, oh, let's see how much cocaine this monkey can do. Is it safe for a human to do that much cocaine? I mean, why not? They just want to make sure you're safe. They want to make sure that when you're doing your shit, you're not going to die. Want to make sure everything's safe and effective. It hasn't stopped. How many other places in the United States is doing biological warfare right now? That's what I'm calling it, because that is what it is. When you torture animals, that's not for science, that's torture, bro. You're disgusting. When you torture animals, you're disgusting. It's just like torturing a fucking baby. You're fucking gross. It's for science, yeah. Because evolution really is the thing, right? That's bullshit. So you got one that just got busted, I believe it was Colorado. You have, if you watch that, what is it called? Epoch Times. If you do Epoch Times, they talk about a lot of stuff. Like, I think there's been 4 or 5 just in the last year. It might be 2 years or a year and a half of Chinese scientists bringing in all kinds of viruses, bacteria, fungi, because that's the next one, it's fungus. I believe that's what's trying to grow on all the plants that they've been spraying and shit, is a type of fungus. They're causing it not to rain here in Florida. Yeah, we have a dry season, but listen, it's the tropics. Holy shit. Like, all the older movies, when they would make movies about people in Florida, it was always raining. Why? Because it was always raining. But that's what all these lovely trails are. They turn into clouds. That's what all this wispy shit is right there, I think. You see? You can notice too, if we judge it from that palm tree, that the sun has moved a little more. I'm going to try to make sure in the morning times, unless I'm inside, to get the same exact shot so we can watch the sun move across the sky. But it ain't moving very fast. That's the truth. And you can still see all the trails in the sky. Those are trails. Happy trails. So I woke up pretty frazzled today. Not like too bad, but like a little, you know, kind of like the what the fucks. And I want to apologize to Kathy O'Brien. I do. There's one day I would like to talk to her. I think she could inform me about some things for some reason. I don't want to talk to her in a interview. I really do, because I have questions. So today will probably be in the 80s. We might get some rain clouds and then they'll go away because we're not allowed to have any rain here for some reason. Probably so they can set us on fire or give us a flood. You know, they usually have to dry you out pretty good before they can flood you out. At least here in Florida, because we're the swamp. And, well, especially this area down here, it gets more and more towards the Everglades, which is swamp. And it's more water and stuff. And in order to get a good fire going in the swamp, you got to start drying it out. And once all that muck and stuff is just enough dry and it sets on fire, it's damn near impossible to put out because it just smolders and smolders and smolders. And it's been like since our really last bad fire that I can remember without looking anything up or anything like that, it's been over 20 years ago. And parts of I-4 were shut down. You couldn't get down to Tampa. And if you were in Tampa, you couldn't get up to Orlando unless you found back roads. But most of those were shut down too because there was a fire everywhere. So I'm gathering that, you know, since they only got half the crops, they're just going to have to do some other stuff too. Trash guy's early. It's kind of nice, you know. Sun's starting to come up all the way. You can see when I poke my eyes out. It's real super bright because it's the sun. Captain Obvious. You want to see the dovies? I know you can hear them, but you want to see them? The sun isn't directly in my eyes, so I don't know how much you can see them. Well, that's all for today. I wish they'd just stop shooting people and their own family too, but it was all said in the Bible and the Book of Enoch and in other places. And I guess that's where this comes in, you know. Sorry. It's just sometimes you don't want to say certain things, but then you're just like, fuck, walked right into that. Gotta say it now. To all you evil ones, I know that you've read the Bible. You've read more than most people. Your kids will turn against you. You remember that part? You move your hand, always remember, you move your hand, God moves his. The creator of the universe. Okay? So remember that. Punishment is coming. I'm giving you your warning again because I keep thinking, well, maybe if we keep telling them, they'll take their heads out of their ass and just fucking slow down for a minute. But that's not going to happen. But you know, let's think about something that's beautiful, that's pretty, that's handsome, that's amazing. You know, I like waterfalls. I haven't been able to see one for a long time, but I like them. I like the water. Think about going down to Sanibel Island, but you really can't. You really shouldn't get into the water around here because all the poo-poo and sewage that they dumped out into the river a couple years ago. It's done some real damage. I know your local news refuses to report on it over and over again, or even once. I don't even think they reported on it once. I believe I read it in the Fort Myers news. There's a Fort Myers news article. I read it because I was over there reading because he had interviewed me and I wanted to see what they said about me. Now I can't remember the damn thing. I'll talk to everybody. Everybody. I don't give a damn who you are. I'll talk to you. And I usually tell anybody I talk to that the government is watching them. You know, you got to let people know. Who cares if they think you're crazy? The more people who know things, the more even little seeds, anything that you know, it's going to get, it escalates things faster to go faster. And raising the energy, the vibration, like good vibrations, like I noticed yesterday, and I guess we're not going yet, right? I noticed yesterday when I was sitting there, I was listening to music, I was doing some dishes, and I have to take little breaks and whatnot, and I was listening to some techno music, okay, because I like some dance music, everyone. Dance revolution. But it's all about love, you know. And I was listening to it and I was singing and stuff, you know, and this one song reminds me about God, and it says, they make me do this. It talks about how I take it as talking to God, how she's singing and she says, you took away my pain, you showed me my indecisions, you healed my heart, you gave me love, and I'm going to write the words down and give it to you tomorrow morning because I'm not doing it right and it's a little embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? And I guess that's the name of the game. Let's embarrass Angela all the time. But anyway, so I was singing it, and sometimes you, trying to put this into words, and sometimes you feel kind of airy, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's free, it feels good. And all of a sudden, that song was over, the next song came on, and I was singing that song, and then it just slowed down. Like I could feel the energy just changed around me. It was like not a loud boom, but like not a clap, but like I could feel it, almost like someone snapped their fingers. And then all of a sudden, time started, it felt like time was starting to slow down, and the song was going slow. It was weird, and it made me feel kind of funny. And I was like, what? And then the next song came on, and I went to the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom, and everything was still a little slow, and then all of a sudden, it just sped up. The song sped up, everything sped up, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to turn this music off for now. So whatever happened yesterday, I don't know if anybody else felt it in the world. And if you did feel something, I'm not saying it was particularly the music. I'm saying that something happened in our environment yesterday and I felt it. I don't know if it was just in this area or if it was all across the United States. But it was quite strange. And it threw me off a little bit. But you know what? I didn't let them stop me. I just pushed it out. I don't know how to explain it. I pushed it out. Almost like having labor, I guess. I don't know what that's like either. We'll have to find us a chick to talk to me that'll be willing to get on a video that's had one of them things. And that understands energy too. Anyways. So that was yesterday, and if you felt something yesterday in the atmosphere, it was in the afternoon. It was afternoon here, so if like you were on, you know, time zone difference and stuff, it would have been late morning, early afternoon. Leave a comment below and let me know. I'll go back and read it and see if there's any similarities because it was a little strange. And on that note, I'm going to go for now. I'll talk to you later. You are loved. Everybody's loved. Really. Even when they tell you that you're not, you are. You got a whole team cheering you on and you don't know it. They're cheering you on. They're like, go team, go! You can do it! It sucks because you feel like it's not. You know, because that's the way I feel. I feel like there's nobody cheering me on. I feel very alone. And I know that other people are out there. And I'm not telling you this for sympathy. I'm saying that I understand. And it's good for people to connect that feel the same way. And they can help each other. That's what AA is about, regardless of anything. It's about doing work to help other people when you didn't do it before. And the thing is I've always done it. Even when I was in my dirt, I was doing it, but I'm not there anymore. I'm a grown kid, you know? We're going to make it through everything. And we're just like Bebe's kids. We don't die, we multiply. I didn't multiply, but everybody else did, okay? All right. On that note, find something today. Just one little thing. It doesn't matter if it's just a speck of something. Smile and laugh about it. All right? Until later. Bye-bye.